Welcome to the Sarak Show. I first picked up a copy of Simple Grace, Living a Meaningful Life after I met the author, Beth Jannery. I interviewed Beth for the McLean newspaper in 2008 when she was the reigning Miss Corporate Virginia. In this program series, the Simple Grace program, we'll be going through the book, chapter by chapter. We'll work through the book activities and figure out how to experience joy on a daily basis and how to live a more meaningful life. Welcome to episode 2 of the Simple Grace program. I'm sitting here with Beth Jannery, the creator of the Simple Grace program. And in episode 1, we covered chapter 1, where we talked about being still in the moment and connecting with grace and sitting with our feelings. And hopefully our viewers had a chance to do that. And I also had the chance to do that.
Oh, great. We had a good conversation, so I'm ready for this one.
Okay. Well, what I found in sitting with my feelings was that I just kind of observed things that I wanted. They just became stronger. And then I also became more conscious of things that I regretted.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit. So to kind of recap what viewers did, hopefully last week, and what you did, what your assignment was.
Right.
To find some quiet space and to be still in the moment, to kind of watch what comes when you are quiet, to hear maybe where there's some discomfort, where you're uncomfortable, because that's something that we're going to move forward on and start working with. So I'm wondering, first, where did you find the quiet space to be with yourself?
Right.
And then where did you write down your observations, or what came up for you?
Well, I mean, I was still at home. I just took some moments to be still, and always the same things come up when I am still. I just get really focused on what I want that I don't have.
Okay, well, because in chapter 2 and in the second episode, we're going to be talking a lot about passion,
Right.
And sort of not what your mission in life is, but what's the meaning that you're in search of. So I wanted to find out from you, when you were still and when you were quiet, what kind of was revealed to you? And if it is the same thing that keeps coming up every time, then that means we're onto something, and we're going to use that today to kind of work the episode a little bit.
Right. So what were some of the things that came up? It just really has to do with like the lifestyle I'm looking for, the kind of a job I have, and primarily the lifestyle that I'm looking for that I don't feel like I've achieved yet.
Okay. So do you want to just go ahead and jump into this chapter, or do you want to talk about anything else before we get started?
No, I think we should go ahead and jump into the chapter. There's definitely a lot of good content in chapter 2. I was really excited. The theme is keeping it simple and reclaiming your passion. And isn't the goal of my life to live? That's the slogan you came up with for chapter 2.
Yeah, and if I were to write this book again, and I have to refer to it just because I can't remember everything that I wrote, but isn't the goal of my life to live? I would probably change that now to, isn't my purpose or isn't my intention to live? And what does that mean for me? How do I live? How do I live in the moment? How do I live in, daily grace? It's going to be different for me. It's going to be different for you. It's going to be different for our audience. So hopefully last week, just to sum that up, our meditations that we left off with were to, dream about your inspirations, practice mindfulness, really simple, get outside and enjoy the fresh air, and really not do much. But like we talked about last week, last month, slow down,
right,
and stop,
and so find ways to connect with grace.
Exactly. And so what we're going to do today is focus on reclaiming your passion and thinking about what your intention is for your life. Okay, and that can be very overwhelming. So the way I want to break it down is to kind of do it in small chunks.
Okay.
And what I ask people to do in the book is to get a journal. You could make it with construction paper and crayons, or you can go out and buy a beautiful one at Borders, or be as creative as you want, or just use a notebook.
Right.
And for the purpose of the show, I'm just going to have you talk.
Okay.
Since you can't sit here and write. But I wanted us to do your passion page today. Okay. But before we do that, there's something in here I want to talk about called my mission statement. And it's my life's mission statement. And it sounds really official, but I think it's important to do this first It's not official at all.
Okay.
It's fun. It's just going to get you centered a little bit, and it's something that you're going to have to refer back to, and our audience will have to refer back to in all the upcoming episodes.
Right.
Okay. So